All of your insecurities are a complete figment of your imagination, and I'm going to help you eradicate them forever in 3 simple steps. Because I used to be, an insecure small little man, but with these 3 changes I transformed quite literally overnight, and I stopped hating my height, and I even started pulling girls, which proved the insecurity was bullshit to begin with. If this is something you really don't want and you'd love to keep living in a perpetual state of misery, then click away now. Okay, now they're gone. Let's fix all your insecurities in 3 steps. 1. You have to recognise that all of your worst insecurities come from one big thing: stories. No, not Snapchat stories. Stories are the literal stories we tell ourselves about our insecurity. And there's always 2 types: stories defending your insecurity and stories proving against them. And these 2 sets of stories kind of act like a seesaw. The way we eradicate all of our insecurities overnight is to quite simply increase the amount of positive stories we tell ourselves about our insecurity and decrease the negative stories we have about them. Basically, we're moving this insecurity seesaw in our favour, which means the next 2 steps are very straightforward. 2. Decrease negative stories from your mind. When I was insecure about my height, I surrounded myself with red pill and black pill videos talking about height in dating, which kept me believing that my height was my doom. I stopped consuming that bullshit and I stopped feeling bad overnight. The negative stories became less and less weighty in my brain. But the next step is even more powerful. 3. Increase the positive stories about your insecurity by facing it head on. If you want a vehicle to run, you fuel it. So if you want to stop caring about certain parts of you, go outside and collect more evidence that your insecurity doesn't actually affect much, if anything. This year, I went out and started talking to girls, which was my biggest fear to do with my height insecurity. Within one night, I realised I could easily talk to and develop relationships with women regardless of my height. And just like that, my insecurity completely vanished after 2 years of suffering, and the exact same would happen for you. So, let's say for example that you've been struggling with a height insecurity. What can you do now to wipe out this insecurity that's been torturing you so much? No, I'm actually asking you. Yeah, simply recognise that everything negative you feel about yourself is a story you've been telling yourself about what your height means. And with this information, start changing the seesaw in your mind in favour of stories proving your height doesn't mean shit. For example, start cutting out all the bullshit websites and videos you consume that discuss height. It's pointless and serves you in no way ever. And then start going out in the real world and interacting with strangers, and use this ever-building stack of evidence to prove that your height doesn't define you. And remember, mate, if you're going out and still leaving at the end thinking, oh God, everyone treats me bad because of my insecurity, then that's probably just another bullshit story you're making up in your head. Even if that was the case, it doesn't serve you to believe it or think like that. But it doesn't stop there, buddy. What I'm going to tell you next is just as important as the 3 steps. Now you know how to fix all your insecurities, let's briefly look at how not to fix all your insecurities. First of all, join online forums. Join online forums discussing the hell your species of people have to go through because of your joint insecurity and misery. Alright? Do definitely convince yourself that some form of surgery is the answer, because it's actually been scientifically proven that insecurity is a state of mind and not a real fact, which means it's very likely you'll find something new to feel miserable about even after your plastic surgery. So definitely do that, and definitely do go searching for stories online about people having real world struggles with their insecurity. Look, mate, they're not you, and the things you consume will start to define you. Okay, that is all, guys. Change them stories up.